Yeah, blessings, sports trackers. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is having a wonderful day so far, and thanks for tuning in once again. All right, sports trackers. Now today I want to talk a little bit about athletes' financing, especially here in Jamaica. In recent times, I would have seen a few things that I must say I am not particularly pleased with. You understand? And I'm just going to start out by mentioning a name, Olivia McCoy. You know, Olivia McCoy is a Jamaican Olympian who, the last time I checked, was living on the streets, somewhere in central Jamaica, in Manchester, thereabout. She was living on the streets because she basically has nowhere to go. Now, this is a lady who would have represented Jamaica at the Olympics in the javelin, and to think that she has to live on the streets after that kind of success, kind of makes you wonder what is really going on where athletes' financing is concerned. You understand? Another thing that was brought to my attention is that some of our athletes that would have represented us at the Olympics, at the World Championships, they have to go overseas sometimes to hustle, to work in convenience stores just to make a dollar, to finance themselves. You understand? So, it is a concerning situation to me, because you would really think that after showing such loyalty to country, such level of patriotism, that these athletes would be taken care of, would be well taken care of. But unfortunately, that is not the case. You understand? Most of these athletes that you see out there representing their respective countries, they really have to find a way to finance themselves, despite spending a lot of time training and a lot of time representing their country. You understand? Because if you really study athletics, you will realize that athletes really, their only source of income is really through sponsorship deals. I shouldn't say their only source of income, because when they go to the Olympics, or the World Championships, when you win medals, you are given a certain amount of money, yes? And I suppose by going to meets like the Diamond Leagues and other meets, there are several meets that they can go to and win cash prizes. However, the tricky thing about it is that not all athletes will get invited to these Diamond League meets, because I think you have to be ranked. You have to attain a certain ranking before you will get invited to go to these Diamond League meetings. You understand? And when you think about going to the World Championship and the Olympics, not all athletes will be able to win a medal. You understand? So the question is, how will these athletes that goes to the Olympics and the World Championship but is unable to win a medal, how will they finance themselves? How will they earn their money? You understand? Because these are very important questions. Because when you think about the cadre of sprinters, for example, that Jamaica have, you understand, only a few athletes will be able to get sponsorship deals. Only a few athletes will be able to win medals at the Olympics. So what of the others? How do they finance themselves? Yeah, because we have to bear in mind, that these athletes, most of them have to pay their coaches. You understand? Training is very, very expensive. To buy supplements, to go to training on a daily basis, to eat right, it is very, very expensive for athletes to really train. So it brings me to my next question. what is the government doing to really assist these athletes? These athletes that spend so much time and energy training and representing the country. Is the government doing enough to ensure that these athletes are taken care of? Should an athlete have to really go overseas to hustle to really finance themselves? And it brings me to my next point, because in recent times I would have seen several of our young athletes deciding that they were going to go overseas and take up scholarships rather than to stay here in Jamaica and train and become a pro. Because several track and field fans would rather to see our young stars stay here in Jamaica and train, just like Shelly-Ann Fraser, just like Asafa Powell, just like Elaine Thompson, Usain Bolt, Michael Frater, and the list goes on. You understand? Because those athletes would have stayed home, train at one of those big camps here in Jamaica, and then going pro and representing the country. But one of the things that we must remember, sports trackers, Jamaica turns out a large number of sprinters every year, and the ones that we know are the ones that really make it to the top. These are the ones that are able to secure sponsorship deals. But what about the others? How will they maintain themselves? How will they finance themselves? A lot of persons were critical of persons like Brianna Liston, Kerika Hill, and those young athletes that decided that they were going to school. You understand? But I think those athletes made the correct decision, because I think they need to ensure that they secure an education first before they start representing Jamaica. Because if we should really look at the situation right now, especially with the women sprinting, right now, let me just count off the top of my head. You have Shelly-Ann Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson, Brianna Williams, Kevona Davis, Brianna Liston, Tia Clayton, Tina Clayton, Ramona Burchell, Sasha Lee Forbes, and the list goes on. There is a long line of sprinters right now in Jamaica. A long line of sprinters. So the point is, how many of them will make it to the top, and how many of them will be able to secure sponsorship deals, and what will happen to the others? Most of them will not be able to secure a sponsorship deal, and most of them will have to make a conscious decision to really either move to another country. We saw Andrew Fisher doing that several years ago, because I suspect that he would have seen the long list of male sprinters that were ahead of him, and he decided to switch nationalities so that he could get a chance to compete. And some of them will eventually have to quit track and field and focus on a career. I believe persons like Brianna Liston should stay in college, spend her 4 years, ensure that she comes out well qualified, and then she can make her decision as to what she wants to do. If she wants to continue running, and if she doesn't want to continue running, it is a decision that I think we should respect. You understand? I understand the crave to see these athletes on the track. I understand the crave to continue dominating. But as fans, we have to respect the decisions of our young athletes, because when they falter, none of us will be willing to take up their responsibilities. And another thing about going to college as a young athlete, one of the things that I think young athletes need to start looking into is to try and ensure that they study financial management. Do some course in financial management so that they can play a more active role in managing their money. And I am saying this in light of what would have happened to Usain Bolt. Now, don't get me wrong, I am by no means blaming Usain Bolt for what happened to him, because Whether you study financial management or not, it can still happen to you. But I'm saying when you study financial management, you might still need a financial manager. But what it does it is that it reduces the risk of somebody trying to rob you, because you have equipped yourself with the knowledge to really understand what is going on in your account. You understand? And you can play a more active role rather than just leaving everything to your financial manager. You can play a more active role in monitoring your finances. So that is my take on the whole situation, sports trackers. Please let me know what you think about this whole situation, and please remember to hit that like button. And for those who have not subscribed as yet, please go ahead and subscribe. And after you have subscribed, if you want to continue getting notifications from this channel, please hit that notification bell so that you will be notified each time I put out a new video. Blessings, sports trackers.